Good morning, it's MJ with Crow Tarot. Thank you so much for stopping by the Roost. It is Thursday, April 18th, and this is a general reading for the collective. I hope everyone is having a great week. This morning I took Layla out for her morning walk, and the smell in the air was just, it was heavenly. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was the rain because we haven't had a really good downpour in a while. And it just got all the flowers, it just sort of activated the fragrance and the flowers, but it was so sweet. The air, I mean, it was just lovely. It was a great way to wake up, I have to tell you. If you're gonna have to be outside and walk your dog in the rain, at least having a lovely smell, like just all around you, it's wonderful. So all the cherry blossoms are in bloom right now here, so maybe it was that. So let's get started. The first card we have, Three of Wands. Alrighty, let's see what these crows have to tell us this morning. So the Three of Wands here in the foundation area speaks of a long journey of making a decision to go ahead with something. You have this ability to recognize that whatever time in your life that you were in, it probably wasn't filling you, physically, mentally, spiritually. It had run its course, and there was an opportunity off in the distance, and you saw that there was an opportunity to perhaps better your life. The star up here denotes like a reason for optimism. So in your heart you felt a pull because there was like an understanding, whether or not it was accurate, but in your mind and in your heart there was an understanding that this new path was going to lead to something better than where you were. And so you contemplated it, you got a clear vision for where you wanted to go, and you were able to recognize what wasn't working. And in that, you moved ahead, you moved forward, and the journey is long. This journey may only be, in its infant stages right now, or you may be knee deep in it. It may be that you're reaching an ending to this journey, but regardless of where you are in this position, the Three of Wands says that you started out on a journey. You embarked on a journey to improve your life. Here, though, we have this fellow. I mean, I don't know why. When I created this card, I did create it with a masculine energy. It does not necessarily have to be a male presence. It may be a female. But this energy is of being very self-serving and being, it's someone who doesn't take into consideration the impact its actions have on others. It's somebody who really is just looking out for number one. It's like a win at all cost kind of energy here. And that, to me, you may have started out on this journey and to me this says that perhaps your motives may have become muddied. It's like it became all about the ending. It became all about what you can achieve and less about the journey itself. In this present time, you may want to consider if there are people in your life that feel resentful towards you. This is where others hold resentment, or perhaps you're holding resentment towards someone else. If you embarked on your journey and there's somebody who is preventing you or who is commanding the situation or is in control, and it's a power struggle between you, you may look at that person and say, well, you're not considering my needs or my wants in this situation. The Five of Swords is a very, myopic crow. This crow only sees the world through his or her eyes. And because of this, you either alienate yourself and you have people who no longer want to be around you, or you have yes people who are just there to tag along and maybe ride on your coattails. So here in this position, you may want to consider, if this journey that you went on, although you may have started it in the right place, you may have gone into it with, with integrity and with an understanding for what you wanted in the end, you may not have understood that your actions had a reaction and that involved other people. I'm looking ahead at the Lovers, and this is coming together with someone else or joining forces to find strength. This is about compromise. And so I see here, with this energy at the center, the call is to maybe bring someone else into the fold here. Let their beliefs have their time. It's about respect and compromise. That's what a good relationship is about. You may be tested here. The Five of Swords may be testing you. Are you able to work well with others? Or is it, do you steamroll over people's thoughts and opinions because you think in your mind that it's, that you're the only one with the right answers? It's like if you're the smartest person in the room, then honey, get out of that room because you're in the wrong one. You're not going to learn anything there. So that's the thing here with this journey. Again, this is not a short, this is not, hey, I have a new idea, let's go take care of it and get it done this week. This is one where you've really started the groundwork on something significant, something that will benefit you in the end. But right now, there is some friction, and it may be because of either you or someone else who is looking to make a power play, who's looking to win at all cost, and that cost will be a relationship. That cost will be, you may get your way, but it's not going to feel victorious. You're not going to celebrate because whoever it is that you want to celebrate with will have walked away from you, or they're just going to hang around with you because they think that you're going to provide them something. They're not really there to support you. They're looking to see how they can feed off of your victory, which is hollow to begin with. So there's really nothing gained here. The Lovers, finish us up here, and the story of these two crows is that this crow has its beliefs firmly in the sun. This is where it resides, and this crow resides in the darkness of the moon, and or in the night. And when they come together, they create a perfect day. They create a whole. And the only way they can have this balance is by compromise. They gain their strength from sharing with one another their hopes and dreams and their fears. There may be a temptation to, push the other one into submission, or to ask, that they have more power, but it doesn't work that way because there has to be balance. That's where they find their grounding. They're both very rooted in each other's lives. And there are choices to make when this comes up. Sometimes you have to concede a little bit of your power for the greater good. Having this as the foundation, having this Three of Wands, it's like you started off so like in this positive note, so with so much optimism and hope for a brighter future, and moving away from that which isn't serving you. And there may be something that still sort of lingers in your mind. You know, there may be like a fear mentality, or, you know, where you're, which is pulling out this energy, you know, maybe there's a fight or flight thing going on here, where when things start to get tough, it's like it's instinctual to fight. But the message I'm getting here is to see the world not from only your perspective, but from those around you. Pull other people into the mix who you value and you treasure in your life. This is going to be somebody who you respect greatly and you value their opinion. You may share different beliefs. You may come from a completely opposite side of the world, you know, in how you approach things, but there is compromise, and in that compromise you find strength. But right now, the warning, I see this as a warning that the path that you're on right now may be one where you're dealing with somebody who isn't necessarily respecting your opinions, your views, who's out for themselves, or you're the one who's just sort of like, it's my way or the highway, you know? I'm the only one here who knows what's best. Oh my God, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. When people say, I'm the only one who can solve this problem. I'm like, wow, then you should get working on cancer and all the other things that we have going on in this world if you're the only one who can solve problems. So this is not a positive space. This is not a high vibrational energy. And so the Lovers will get you back into that place of feeling strong and powerful and capable of finishing this journey. This energy right now is not serving. Nope. But sometimes we need to experience these moments, right? So that we understand what it's like to feel this, or to recognize it in ourselves, so we can go, oh my God, that's right. I totally didn't take into consideration, my family's feelings on this big move. Maybe I did shake the apple cart a bit too much. Maybe I need to come together with them. And because, you're going to want them. You're going to want the support of others on this journey, because it's a long one, and it's a whole lot easier to have companionship and support along the way. So anyway, I hope this reading makes sense. If you're dealing with somebody who is like this, oh boy, just know that whatever victory they get, it's not going to be sustainable. I used to have a boss. When I made this Five of Swords, I thought I channeled back to a time where I had this boss that was very egotistical, and it was always like he literally thought he was the smartest person in the room, and I would think of him as a toddler. So whenever I had to deal with him in a meeting, I would envision him as a 2 or 3 year old, who wasn't getting his way and was having a temper tantrum. And then all of a sudden, when you approach them from that perspective, it's like, I don't know, maybe if you have to deal with somebody, you may want to try that. It's like, just see them through the eyes of a person, like a parent who's dealing with a toddler who's having a temper tantrum. And then all of a sudden they become more human in a way. They become less scary too, especially if you have a boss that's really intimidating. changing your perspective can help a little bit. Doesn't change who they are, but at least it can help you get through a meeting if you need to. But anyway, again, this is a wonderful journey. It's marked with luck. There's a lot of optimism. It's a long road, but it's taking you away from something that isn't serving you. There's some friction around someone or yourself who may be focused only on your needs or on their needs. But the call here with the Lovers is to work with others and be compassionate. Draw on their strengths. Don't disregard your value or your beliefs, but work with others and recognize that they also have a valid place in this world to express their opinions and their beliefs. So anyway, I hope this reading connects, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye. Bye for now.